what is deep down inside of you has never changed from what the men want.
What they perceive to like then.
No, because it's been the same all over the years. What the men has want has never changed. Your body might change, but deep inside, what the men want has never changed. You keep on changing the outside when the men don't give a shit about the outside.
They won't keep us.
They want the inside to say the same. They want the inside like what their granny had, their great granny had. That is the kind of woman they want.
Man,
they don't
that's
really
true.
give a shit about what you look like outside.
But that man
so
won't
you
cheat.
might be keeping up with the fashion, but they don't care. They want the old school, the inside.
Talk to me.
So me, you might got never your big old titties and your
Preach.
and your big old ass, but I can catch you man with my flat breast and my flat ass. Why? Because I can cook, clean, and I'm submissive, and I can look
I think
after
you're
my
very
man.
lucky, though.
And that's
I
what
think you're very
I'm not lucky.
lucky.
It's not luck.
I think
it
a
is
lot of
not
men
luck.
don't care about that
No,
stuff
it is not
anymore.
luck.
Talk to
I
him,
did not
Martin.
come like this
Really?
because of luck. It pisses me off when people say luck. I didn't get like this because of luck. This is who I am. This is good
I'm
parenting,
saying your man
good
and you are
upbringing
lucky
from
with the
women,
love that you
good
found.
upbringing from man. This is not listening to stupid women. This is listening to older men, older women
Talk
that
to 'em.
support me. This ain't got nothing to do with luck. This is to do with hard work
Auntie.
and determination.
She
I'm not going and paying your money to get your outside
Talk to
fixed
her,
up
Auntie.
when you need to pay your
Get
money to
him
get
up.
your inside fixed up.
Hit him up.
Yeah.
She
That's
talking.
it.
She
Fix your
talking that
inside, not your outside.
talk.
Damn, she's right. She's spot on, man. You can see the reactions from the two guys sitting there. They are supporting exactly what she's saying. Auntie Jenny is spot on, man. And I mean, link in the comment section. How many of you guys do agree with this and how many of you disagree with this? Let's see.
Cool down. Cool down.
Comment.
Cool down. Cool down. Cool down. Cool down. Water bottle.
Mama,
Water bottle. Come on.
about that.
She dehydrated now. That was a lot. Come on. Salud.
Okay, question for the panel. Do you guys think that sex work is immoral?
Yeah. Can I comment on that, actually?
Go ahead.
So I done an OnlyFans, but it wasn't like vagina, boobs. It was lingerie, yeah, boobs were out, whatever. I done it, and when I finished it, I felt very degraded. I felt very like, why did I actually do that? Now, I know there's girls out there who do that, they don't feel that way. That is perfectly fine. You do you feel the way you feel. But me personally, like in the future, how, like, when I have kids and all in the future, and if my kids found out about that, they'll probably get bullied in school. Then people will be like,
Listen to
oh,
her.
your man done this, your man done that, and your man as well. He's not going to, if you don't respect yourself and you're selling your body online, I can't speak for everyone, I can just speak for myself. If you're selling your body online like that, there's not a high respect for yourself. Why expect that from others then? You know what I mean? And it's like, if you're doing that sex work, it's so different for you.
How much money did you make?
So I basically done it like consecutively for like a week. Like literally
Just
I posted for a full
yeah,
week.
first week.
In total, first week, I made about 2,000. That was from people being nosy and from people...
So you made 2 rats in the first week.
And the first week, in 1 week. It
And
was
you
just from
felt
people being...
disrespect.
100. If you've seen the stuff that people would ask you, and even outside of it, even to this day, I don't do it anymore. But people still be like to me, "Oh well, you used to have OnlyFans. Like, what was that? Like, you must be real freaky." No.
Why you
No.
give a fuck what they talking about?
It's because I wasn't posting this whole vagina. I wasn't doing the whole thing. You know what I mean?
So you won. You ain't show no nothing, and you
No,
made money.
I showed the titties. I showed the titties, but I didn't show nothing else. You know what I mean? And it was kind of to a point where it's like, I thought I could do that when I got onto it.
Do you think
She won
So I
money,
felt
but she
very
didn't win
demoralized.
respect.
I didn't win respect.
From who though?
do you think that you should be judged for doing sex work?
To an extent, it does. I don't care what anybody says. In my opinion, it does speak a lot about yourself. It does. It 100%. Even for me, like when I done it, people knew the type of girl I was. Like I'm very out there. I'm open. I don't care. I'll speak what I speak and say what I say and do what I do. But when I done it, I just didn't expect to be like, whoa. I feel very demoralized.
What did you expect?
I don't know what I
Like
expected.
what were you thinking before you did it?
Before I did it, I was like, get the bag, get the money, just get the money. See what all these
And was there
girls.
someone that influenced you to do it? Or?
Oh yeah, I see all these girls doing it and getting the money. But the
On
one thing
on
I didn't
TikTok?
on Instagram, TikTok, some girls I know, and I'm like, girl, get it. If that's what you want to do, that is perfectly fine. Like, do you? Me personally, I couldn't do it like that.
Do you?
So exactly, you can see from her confession, you can see very clearly that you would do it from the start. Initially, you'd be all about getting the money. You'd be all about trying to make your life better for yourself. But in the end, you're not going to be happy. Because trust me, in the end, you're going to grow up a little bit better. You're going to come to the realization that you're just being used. And you're going to come to the realization that no real man is really going to want you. And that is where the problem is, because then at that point in time, you would have changed, you would have learned from your bad ways, you would have been ready to even do better. And here is the case where these men, that you probably want to be with do not want to be with a 3 or 4. That is the problem. You see, every woman is going to get a man regardless. The question is, what kind of man do you, the woman, want? Yeah. There are men who are also 3 or 4s. So a 3 or 4 can get a 3 or 4. But unfortunately, the 3 or 4s now, who are young, 20, 21, 22, or on Only Bros, OnlyFans, wherever, think that by the time they are 27, they're going to get a top guy. Unfortunately, that top guy wants somebody who is 20, 21, 22, probably a virgin or probably having a very, very low body count. This is where the problem is. Yeah? So y'all, listen.
I understand if a guy would disqualify you in the future for that.
That was the first thing I said. I can understand how a man would look at me.
And
if I did this.
why do you think that you accept that where other girls will call the man misogynistic?
Feelings, they're not using their logic. They're like, how dare you speak about me like that? And it's like, you're taking it so personal. I was like, you obviously must feel a specific way about yourself if that's how you're speaking about a man being misogynistic, because he won't take you up for that. That's about your own respect levels, and that's just your own opinion. Like,
you see, exactly. Back again, how do you expect us to allow you to have values, allow you to say you want a guy who is 6 feet tall, you want a guy who makes 100,000 a month, you want a guy who can do this, can do that, can do this, is nice, is caring, is chivalrous and all that. You giving all these standards and qualities you want in a man. But yet when you find that man and that man tells you that I want a woman who's not exposed herself out there, showing all the goodies that are supposed to be privately mine out there, and he says he doesn't want you, then you start to call the person misogynistic. Yeah. Why? How the hell would you do this? And let me be very clear. The definition for misogyny or someone who is being misogynistic is a man who hates women. So how then does a man who wants to get married be misogynistic? Yeah, y'all tell me. Y'all ladies, tell me.
Do you guys think that sex work is immoral? Speaking to your mic, just don't forget.
To an extent, yes. A lot of points that you mentioned, I'd agree with. I feel like it comes off very desperate, and I just generally feel like doing them sort of things don't make you seem like a very good person, in the way of, so it's not your fault. Like, I'm not blaming you for it.
How is it not your fault? Whose fault is it?
I think no, like, genuinely, like, I feel like, obviously, I'm not gonna put
What the fuck is she saying?
the blame on everyone else. I believe everyone should take accountability for their actions and whatnot, but I feel
So if everyone should take accountability for it, then why are you saying what you're saying?
like upbringing and the like financial state you're in
Yeah, but you
can
can- you
influence you a lot
you
with
can-
them sort of things.
But you could look at someone that's born in the same upbringing and they don't make those decisions.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like they,
Even just being born in this century, you're richer than most people were in all of human history.
that is true, I agree with that. I just feel like, because again, going on back onto the point of the society that we're in now, obviously back in the day it was prostitution, that was looked down upon more. Now OnlyFans is being favoured, especially by like men and whatnot. Like men that start OnlyFans, they get favoured. They're like, all right, he's doing his thing, like he's fucking different bitches every night type vibe. It's like it gets favoured and it's normalised to the point
It's
where
favorite. You think men make more money on OnlyFans than women?
You see, to be honest, what she doesn't get is men and women are completely two different people. From the dawn of time, okay, could you name any time that a woman has been promiscuous, even not publicly, and was ever congratulated for it? No. Women are always going to be shamed for being promiscuous. It's not going to be the same thing with men. Men need to build value in order to be able to even get the right to have sex. Men need to build that value. And so those girls that the guy, whoever OnlyFans is boning, if those girls didn't think that that guy has that level of value, they won't give themselves out to him. And women, most women do not want to be with a man who's not being with women or doesn't get women. I mean, if you see a guy sitting over at the bar and no woman looks at him, no lady's interested in him, no one wants to talk to him, do you think you, the lady, will be interested? Nah. Women want to be with men who are getting women. That is the reason why when you sometimes trying to get a girl and you are having very, very beautiful hot friends and they are around you, that alone in itself gives you validation, and that makes that hot girl you're trying to get understand that you are a guy of high value, and that is why girls as hot as her or hotter than her are friends with you. So that is it. So if that guy is getting girls to bone all the time, it is validation for him that he probably has some level of value. It's totally different when it comes to women. And by the way, man, wife, women. Men get to make the decision on who gets wifed. Women get to make the decision on who gets access to sex. So there's two different things, yo. Keep in mind.
I don't know the statistics, so I won't speak on that. But obviously, I know I personally know men that are on OnlyFans and they do make money.
Like, what's make money?
As in, like, they make
how much,
a
roughly?
substantial amount, probably.
Women definitely make much more money in the sex industry than men. This is not discussed. This is something we should not discuss. There might be one or two men that are making a little much more, but generalization is always based on the majority. So yeah, women are do making more money.
Like 30K a month.
Okay, that's pretty
So,
good.
like, it is a thing. Obviously, it's not as normal as women doing it, but it is a thing.
It's crazy how men were the ones that kind of run the porn society, and it's the women that are falling
Corn,
into
corn.
it. Oh, sorry, corn
Corn,
society.
yeah.
My apologies. How they run the corn societies, but obviously women being consumers as it is, we're going to be the ones to jump into it more. You know what I mean? Compared to men, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? Is sex work immoral?
Yes, I absolutely think so. For any sex, it doesn't even matter, male or female. We weren't made to do that, right? Like, even just the fact that we have to wear clothes and layers is to protect, right? So even before you put on your regular clothes, you have on
Facts.
undergarments, right? And so that in and of
Facts.
itself just shows the default nature of how that's supposed to be more sacred. It's supposed to be more private, more secure, right?
Yeah.
We even refer to it as private parts, private
Yes.
areas. So absolutely, it's immoral to just be flaunting that and giving it to anyone.
Very true.
What about you?
So for myself, I would say it would be immoral for me, but I don't know. Like, I think
Is
some
morality
people-
different? Is morality different for different people? Like, if I steal and you steal, it's different.
in general, no, but
Okay.
I think some people will kind of rationalize what they're doing and then say that they have their reasons for it. And then I don't know their lives, so I don't know what their reasons would be. But
If I steal,
Why is she playing safe? I think this girl is trying to play safe. She's saying it's immoral for her, but for some people, fuck you mean by some people? Like, what do you mean? Some people. So if I take a gun and I come and kill your mom, yeah, and I tell you for some reason, for the way I was brought up, and blah 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 that happened to me, and so I decided that this is who I'll be, and I shot your mom. Would you say that we should just understand me and let me go scot free, or what would you say?
steal it because I'm hungry, does that make it different?
it's not okay. But people are going to do what they're going to do. So if they do it,
No, but I'm
and that's
asking if
their-
you think it's moral.
No, not for me. I
Okay.
wouldn't.
No, but for everyone, do you think it's moral?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh,
Hell no.
sad.
And I think like now, I also think as I get older, like if I had a daughter, what would my answer be? Right? Like I think it's, just think about that. But also too, like I think the terminology sex work it's a really like large term. There's a lot of things that could be encompassed within that. But I also think sex work, could be, a lot of these Hollywood stars that, show up half naked to the red carpet. Right? Like I was looking at the Oscars and Sierra just showed up to the Oscars like literally half naked, and she has 2 or 3 kids and is married to a multi-millionaire, Russell Wilson. That to me is a component of sex work as well, because she's taking degrees of her sexuality, putting it somewhere, and going to get brand deals because of it, right? Like and everything that comes from it, right? So like I even think when we talk about sex work, the definition has to be expanded for modern times today. Because although she's not doing that and getting direct money, or maybe that she is from the outfit that she's wearing, she could be, right? But then also what comes of that, right? And if there's an exchange of money, then that's sex work as well.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. My thoughts on it different than everybody else. I don't really see nothing wrong with it, because like sex work been going on since the beginning of time. It's never gonna stop.
Have you ever had a
Always
prostitute?
gonna go. No, I don't do that. I'm just saying, it's gonna happen. Like, women gonna get money. They gonna use what they got to get money. Men gonna do the same thing.
See,
So-
I'm like torn on it because on one hand, I sometimes agree with you. Like I sometimes think it's needed in a society because what are the 1 in 3 men going to do? And if you think sex is a need, which it sort of is for men, but then that just makes my stomach turn to say that too. So that's why I'm kind of torn. I don't know.
Let me ask you something. Who you think have sex more? A regular girl or somebody who do OnlyFans? Like who got one person who they sleep with on OnlyFans, they do OnlyFans. Who you think?
Regular girl.
I would agree.
Who you think having sex more, or a stripper versus just a regular girl?
Regular girl.
No, I think it's I think girls that do promiscuous behavior are like tend to make more promiscuous like choices. Like I think if someone does that, they're probably more likely to sleep around. That's my opinion. I know some people will say no, but
I would beg to differ. I would really beg to differ.
Can I just say I'm with you. I don't know why I'm always with you, but I'm with you.
if you ever been close with a stripper or kind of see what they do, like their schedule and how they work, they ain't really.
Yeah.
They go into the club doing their thing. They come home, count up their money, get up in the morning, go to the bank, deposit them ones. They ain't really out here just messing around like that. But it might be another girl who going to the strip club, just throwing ones on them, but they fucking that night.
I think our girls in the strip club are desensitized to it, right? So that when you are stripping for a man and doing that, you have to sell a fantasy to him, right? You have to get into this persona and give him the dream for the night, so he will give you the money, right? And so once you come off of that and you're home and you're with your family or whatever, you usually they have kids that they're taking care of and they're doing stuff for. They're exhausted. They're tired because I just had to go and pretend to be someone that I wasn't. And I don't even I'm disgusted by men to a certain degree, right? Because I know how creepy they are. They come here and they're their most vulnerable and nasty and all the stuff that everyone else is going to look at you crazy for. I have to take it because you're paying me to take it. So I think they're desensitized to it, honestly. I can see your point.
And then on the...
Well, to be honest, between a stripper or someone who is on OnlyFans and then a regular girl who's having more, I think probably it would be the regular girl who might be doing more. It's a 50-50 ball game, but I probably bet that a regular girl might be having more sex as compared to the stripper or the 304 who is on OnlyFans. But here's the fact. The thing is, society does not see the regular girl putting herself out there. She's doing all these things with all these random dudes behind closed doors. They probably don't know each other. They probably never get to meet her neighbors, or probably never know this is what she's doing. This is behind closed doors. You, on the other hand, you come out there with a website link or HTML. We get to see you, we get to watch you, we get to see stuff you've done. People get to keep captions and recordings of things you've done in the past. Someone pays for a service, he has it recorded. This is what is going to damage you in the future, because then in the future, when you decide to settle down, these videos can come back and can consistently replay. That is the similar problem Mia Khalifa is having in her marriage. Now her man wants to leave her because, fine, he did know that she was into this. She was into corn or whatever, yeah? She was exposing herself and all that, taking all that meat stuff. But now that so much is coming out, so many videos are coming out, people are talking, people even keep sending him videos of stuff she did that he never saw before. It's so bad, he can't take it, you know? So regardless of how much he still loves her, he's just like, nah, this is too much, I can't take it anymore. And so he wants a divorce. This is the problem. So it's not about who is getting more sex. The question is who is putting his or herself out there. That is the question, and that is the problem. Yeah.
Other end, it's a girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but she's super big on OnlyFans. Like she getting like 200,000 a month on OnlyFans. She only sleep with one dude on OnlyFans.
Yeah, there's girls like that as well.
Think about it. She getting money. You don't get more money than her, and she already got a dude who please her sexually. So you not finna even be able to go mess with her.
Yeah, but the question is based in morality. Morality is grounded in principles. So then, would you be okay if your daughter?
But what is morality? What are the things that we do on the everyday for money?
But let's say that you had a daughter. As a father, you pass on virtues, you pass on values, you pass on principles, you pass on morality.
Well,
and if your daughter is doing that, is that something that you would allow?
I'm not going to agree with my daughter doing it.
So then the answer to the question for you is no. You think it's immoral.
I'm not going to. I wouldn't agree with my daughter or my seed doing a lot of shit I do, but I'm grown.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it.
Well, then it's immoral.
You can't control what your little baby do. You got to just lead them in the right way and hope that they grow up and do the things that you will be pleased with.
Once
but
you
got
talk an adult, they can do what they like.
Now you talk.
I think there's a place for them. I think it's been there for a long time. I think that if you're going to be a sex worker, you should be single. You shouldn't expect no man, and there should be a slut island. Where you can just get a ferry over to Slut Island, and like, what's it called? Hit the box? What do they call it? That box thing?
What?
There's something about the box.
So like, can regular people go to that island? Like,
I think that's
they get a tour to the island.
We should do a reality show.
I think for me, I think it becomes immoral when they're looking for. They've got children, they've got partners, or they expect to get a man through it. And I think that if you're going to be a sex worker, that's what you're going to be.
I
don't expect to be
though.
nothing else. Don't expect to be a wife. You shouldn't be a mother. I think if you're a mother and you're a sex worker or you're doing OnlyFans, I think if you're a partner and you're doing OnlyFans or anything like that, I think if you're a wife, no. But other than that, if you're single, you want to go and do it and you're not harming no one, go to Slut Island and just have a whole island.
Now, as women, though, I do think, now I will say this, and it ain't my place to say this either, but I do think it's a time limit on it. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, Shawty, you old as hell. You need to get your ass out the streets.
But nobody's going to want you after that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Stay on the island. Because once you started...
No, you can't be 30.
Listen, once you started, there's women out there...
Oh, someone will buy it.
It depends how bad that she is.
Have you seen that? There was an article about like an 80-year-old woman on Tinder. Guys were still...
Yo,
I mean, she'll be like
was
the
she baddie?
She'll be like the $5 special. It'll be real cheap.
The Padre said she'll be the $5 special. Oh my God. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, but real talk, man. You cannot want to do this. And then at some point when you're turning 35, 40, you want to tap out. You think you want to retire, and then we should just accept you when you come back. Yeah. Auntie Jen is right. There should be a Slut Island, and yeah, you go live there forever.
A simp will always forgive if she's bad enough.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do you guys think? Is
A simp will always forgive if she's bad enough. Yeah, MTR is right.
sex work moral, immoral?
I think it's immoral.
Immoral?
Yeah, I've got daughters. So. I don't know. I personally think, like, I have a lot of friends.
To be honest, she doesn't think. She doesn't think. She doesn't think at all.
And a lot of people, so maybe I'm a bit desensitized to it, but I think corn has been happening for ages. I think as consenting adults.
I was right. She doesn't think.
You know.
Well, corn has it.
Yeah.
It's been, okay, how... Before the internet?
I'm not too, but the statistics, but even before, like, think about it, we had
there's always sex work,
the statues even of naked women. Like, women have always been kind of admired for their bodies.
Yeah, I don't know if the statues are the same thing as like a
not really, but
scene.
I mean as in like
it's
admiring women for their bodies and like, I don't know, I just...
But you don't think there's a difference between like a sexual picture and like a beauty? Because some of the older pictures, that's not...
Wouldn't it be the same difference though?
Whose phone's ringing? Some of the older pictures, it's
because times have moved forward though. So I can imagine even sex back then wasn't how we have sex now. You know, we've become more and more
modern,
freaky,
disgusting. Really? No.
I disagree with you. You need to read the sex books. Sex back then was crazy. You need to read. I mean, this girl ain't knowledgeable. I'm telling you. You need to read. Threesomes, foursomes, orgies are not new things of today. They existed in the 1500s. You need to read. If you read how old the doggy style position is, you read how old the missionary position is, you read how old all sorts of weird positions. My God, you'll be so shocked. It would interest you to know that the doggy position began in Asia and India. Yeah, you should read more. So I don't think we've become freaky than the centuries. We've become probably nasty with things like this Dubai girl doing this porta party nonsense, cropophilia, and all this stupid stuff. Stupid, inhumane things to themselves. Yeah, but aside that, nah, there's nothing new to invent. Trust me, everything has been done.
Disgusting, you know. People I think watch porn really early, and normal sex becomes boring, and you want to spice things up, and you do more and more things that maybe didn't happen back.
This is why you need to agree that it's wrong. You see, initially she wasn't thinking, but from what she's saying, you can now see that her moral compass is coming back to reality.
In the day, not to say that that's
Don't
right or
fool
wrong.
yourself.
It's for every. Yeah, well, yeah.
Don't play with us like that.
Freaky people.
Don't play with us like that.
Don't fool
So
yourself.
to answer the question, moral or immoral?
I don't think it's immoral. No, I just
So you think it's moral?
So then you think it's immoral?
I was right. She doesn't know. You see, I was telling from the start. I knew from the start this girl doesn't know what she's all about. I knew it.
Moral.
I don't know.
If you're
I just think it's
hesitant
each
on
to
it.
their own. I think it's each to their own. I
Fuck is each to their own. Like,
think if
my God.
Moral or immoral?
Exactly.
We gotta.
I think if
Yeah.
you're single and like you said,
Angie said it was moral.
yeah, I think it is moral as long as it suits your lifestyle. And like she said, I think as long as you don't expect for everyone just to accept it and understand, I think it's moral.
No, I said don't expect a man. Don't expect anyone to marry you.
I think women
You shouldn't have
too.
any
Nancy, make sure you're
children.
talking into your mic.
Sorry, you shouldn't have any children. Don't expect a man. Once you decide on the sex work, that's you till you die. Get sex work insurance.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that I think. I'm saying that's how it should be. Because if
Yeah.
somebody knows
Nah,
that
that's
this is how
crazy.
you start, you're not gonna
hold on.
get anybody. That should be able to put women off. But
Yeah, that's true. She right. Sex. If you start with that as a sex worker, it's sex work till you die.
there's women that are going out there saying, I can go and be OnlyFans and I can still get a husband. I can then go and be OnlyFans and I'm going to have my children. I can be OnlyFans. No, after you know that is it, you're going to have to take dick for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You get
That
the
is
bare,
it.
you get the
There's a lot
scraps.
but there's a lot
You
of
get the
women
nothing.
that go out and don't
Yeah.
do OnlyFans
You don't get
that
high
sleep
value men.
around a lot.
I'm
and
talking
they
about
still,
anyone that has sex for money. Anybody that
I'm
has
not talking about money. I'm talking about like just normal people that when they don't have their children, they go out and they sleep with loads of people and they don't do OnlyFans, but they still get married
Yeah,
and
but
they
the
still
thing
get
is-
That's
respected.
what I'm saying.
But I'm
If
saying
you're
because
a
we've
woman
got
doing that-
because there's a platform that you're like showcased on. It's highlighted, but there's a lot of women in privacy that do a lot worse than women on the
you
platform.
know,
They deserve
do you know
less.
what? Do you know what it says if you go on OnlyFans that you have no shame?
Damn, Pell. Oh my God, spot on. If you go on OnlyFans, it's pretty clear you don't give a about anything. Yeah, that's it. That is the difference, and that's what I was saying previously.
But he,
And so it's like
A
you
lot
don't
of
care.
women
You
don't-
don't care about bringing shame to your family.
Listen,
Why you gotta
Listen,
die
listen.
alone?
Some families
and-
like don't mind.
Can we?
You think the kids don't mind?